Okay, I knew it was going to be top 3. I called it. I knew that. I like that. Generic intro in the Duck Goes Moo. We're back with some more DBcember by Team 4. So today we are continuing on with the top 12 transformations of Dragon Ball. Today we are reacting to, I believe it is 6, 5, and 4. You know, my reaction to, what was it, 9, 8, and 7, which was last week's video. I'll leave it right up there. I'll also link down below the description. Also, playlist on my channel with all my other DBcember reactions going to chronological order. Next week will be the finale and the top 3 transformations in Dragon Ball. I imagine Super Saiyan 1 and Super Saiyan 2 are going to be in that top 3 in different spots. So I'm not really sure which one's going to be more important to the series. I'm really not sure. But thank you so much for being here. Hope you're having a good day. Hopefully I can make it just a tiny little better. I read all your comments, leave some down below. Shout out to the patrons. They get the videos a day early, and I couldn't do this without them. So thank you to each and every one of them. The amount of brand deals I turned down that are just shady things. I literally got one last night that was like, oh yeah, I tweeted about it. Like, I kind of like blurred stuff so it wouldn't be like specific, but it was literally just talking about making money and profiting all day, every day from everywhere. I don't care, okay? I'm not putting my viewers at risk of something. Like, no, if I ever do a brand deal, it's going to be something that I truly believe in and would put my own money into, or my own trust, or my own faith, or my own information into. So, I hope you're having a good day. Let's make it a little bit better. I love some DBcember. Let's jump on into it. There we go. 6.
This countdown, we've talked a lot about less is more, an aesthetic choice that Toriyama often utilizes to great effect. Part of this harkens back to his primary career as a gag manga artist. Simple, fun, and
Is that where he got his
what
bag?
He lives for, both in his writing and in his designs.
And this may be one of the greatest examples
Frieza's
of the minimalist
fourth
approach
form
in the entire list.
After Frieza's initial 3 incarnations,
Which isn't
it's
even his
insane how much
strongest.
Toriyama pares him down in his final form. Form 2 had him more than double in size, and Form 3 turned him into a bootleg xenomorph. But here, all of the excess has been stripped away, and we're left with the form of Frieza most of the audience is accustomed to this day.
Borrowing heavily from the little gray men of American pop sci-fi, this sleek design could actually garner a chuckle
So
or
what's
two
his
at
first form?
at least for the uninitiated. Between that bulbous head, those funky feet, and the lizard tail behind him, he wouldn't initially invoke a sense of menace for new readers or watchers.
Wait,
But
what's
at
his
this point
first
in the
form?
series, Toriyama had masterfully instilled an understanding in his audience. Big things come in small packages.
Like Goku against King Piccolo and Vegeta against Goku,
Sure.
Toriyama had taught his audience that size doesn't matter.
So
and
much
in this
taller.
moment, this figure is a terrifying one to behold. No horns, no
They-
fangs.
I mean, everybody
just
loves
a
Frieza.
sleek, demure design with eyes that cut like diamonds and a palpable bloodlust. And while the actual transformation sequence itself is generally lackluster, the debut of this form comes with the death of our resident white mage.
It's really funny for Vegeta of all people to try to step up to Frieza here too. It's a mighty matchup of
didn't he
tiny
work for
terrors.
Frieza?
But while Frieza may not have a foot on Vegeta, he's definitely outside his weight class. And this final form, with a power
Doesn't
level
he kill
that,
Vegeta?
at this point is too ridiculous for them to even say in the series, breaks Vegeta in half like a pair of chopsticks. This coming out party for Frieza's final form sends a pretty stark message to our hapless crew.
One of the greatest things
Oh,
about this
at least it's
form
not
is how
gold.
truly and intentionally alien it looks, while still maintaining a general human shape. It lets Frieza stand apart from the
He
heroes,
looks humanoid,
even
yeah.
Piccolo, while allowing him to still effectively engage in hand-to-hand combat. It's actually great to see his tail come more into use with this form as well. And it's obvious that Toriyama was
Like a
happy
monkey.
to lose his more complicated features, allowing for some fascinating and fluid-looking choreography.
My personal favorite feature are his eyes. They're mostly carried over from his first form, but here they are at their cruelest, lined with malice, with blood-red irises.
I'm guessing this is
is
the buff
Frieza at
version of his
most
first.
dangerous, and it definitely shows.
It's also become iconic in anime parodies, references, and the community as a whole.
Well, wait, so
It's been a
is
while
100%
since I've
full
seen
power a
the
different form?
Frieza saga.
That's a good question. I don't
Is it?
think it's a transformation, so I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, 100% is just the form in full swing, which actually doesn't look fantastic.
The bulging muscles.
Oh,
here
the
only
Goku
serve
went
to make
Super
that
Saiyan 1
sleek
for the first
design
time,
look
right?
Ridiculous.
It was to get to
undermine
fight
what
against
made it work
Frieza,
in the first place.
right?
Although narratively, it actually works well to communicate just how outclassed Frieza ultimately is, as his futile attempt to gain the upper hand against Goku falls short. Heck, he would even mock it later on in Super after introducing his golden form.
Golden.
Which, spoilers, does not make the list.
Which I
Golden-
call
okay,
bullshit.
so
When he breaks it
Golden's-
out at Baba's place.
Frieza does not.
You can't tell me your gooses didn't bump.
But yeah, the 100% full power stuff actually
Why
hurts
did
the
my
form
goose do
overall,
cocaine?
even if it works narratively. But that's fine. A good majority of this form's existence excludes that variation, even when he comes back as a cyborg. Which, by the way, might actually be my favorite Frieza design.
I'm sad Toriyama
Really?
never featured
It's
his
kinda-
love for mechanical art more prominently in Dragon Ball. Though I guess that was more to his and the animator's benefit. Man has a crazy eye for detail.
Honestly, there's not too much more to say about this particular form, which, if you think about it, is pretty appropriate.
Wet?
Because, as we said, less is, well, you know.
You know.
Kaiser? Lanny?
Is he mad?
Y'all here?
They don't want to be here for this.
No, just me? Perfect. You made a mistake giving me a whole video. It's the year 2000. On the TV, there's a show called Dragon Ball Z, and this crazy monkey man alien Goku just became the legendary Super Saiyan. At this point, DBZ was cemented in my psyche, and everything I did and learned was through a lens of super-powered martial arts action. Kid Kieran was certain he was a Super Saiyan.
This is kind of cool
how
they did
all
this.
The time with his neighbor. We had to tell our parents we hurt ourselves falling out of trees because you only get stronger by getting closer to death, don't you know? Needless to say, Kid Kieran was obsessed with Dragon Ball and was looking for anything he could get. Sneaking in the comics in my 4th grade class, only for my teacher to tell me that the farmer shooting Raditz was too violent, so I scribbled the entire panel out with Sharpie just so I could read whatever panels survived the censorship. So my neighbor, who I trained with, and we gave each other Zenkai boosts, he had a brother who had access to the internet, this magical thing that I didn't know anything about, and he was able to get backups of PlayStation games and play them on the PlayStation. So he brings me over and shows me a game in Sharpie on this little blank CD called Dragon Ball Final Bout. I'm losing my mind. What's a Dragon Ball Final Bout? I know we've seen Dragon Ball Z, but there's a video game? There's a video game on PlayStation?
There's 154 video games, I believe.
So we popped that bad boy in.
And what do you see, Cell?
And we're greeted with biggest fight. The most amazing opening any Dragon Ball video game has had before or since.
Oh, there's
it's frankly still my #1 Dragon Ball video game.
I wonder where Perfect Cell's gonna be in this. It's not gonna be top 3, I don't think.
Blew our fucking child brains. Cell? Boo?
Boo?
Why is Goku so tiny? If that's Gohan, why is his dad a child? Say what you will about the gameplay, and believe me, there's a lot to be said about the gameplay, but we still loved it. And the music
looks like Final
Fantasy
Mission
entire game. Biggest fight, Hikari no willpower, and one more that I'm gonna get to. So we're losing our minds, and his brother comes downstairs and says, hey, you want the cheat codes? Oh, and there's no sweeter words to any child than those 2 words right there.
Yeah, you're right.
I'm in. What do you
I remember the book that there was like a
physical
physical book that had cheat codes
then
in
we
it.
see this. Unlock Super Saiyan 4 Goku. There's a Super Saiyan 4? There's a Super Saiyan 2? We lose our minds at this point.
Oh, I guess I didn't know that.
To put all the codes in. I still remember what it is. You want to get Super Saiyan 4 Goku?
Go for it.
Triangle, 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 triangle. Square, 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 square,
That's
square,
it?
square. Start. And then you hit that intro screen.
What is that, like 6 times? 6, 7 times?
What is that? What is this? Look how
What is that?
What is he doing? Look how he moves. He doesn't give a shit. He's the most baddest of ass bosses. He doesn't even lift his arm to blast you. He's just like,
he just kind of
pinky to defeat you. His theme song, Hero.
Wait, Kieran faces Takahata.
This is one of my favorite iterations of Super Saiyan 4 Goku. He just stuck in a bad game. It's not his fault. So not only did we see that early on, but I also had a friend who would print off pictures that she would search on the internet for us because we didn't have an internet connection. And she would print out these photos and be like, oh, here's this tiny little postage stamp sized picture of Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. We're losing our minds. Who's that guy with the red hair? He looks like the kind of like the Super Saiyan 4 Goku, but he's got red hair. That's what, Gogeta? What's a Gogeta? So needless to say,
that was me when I reacted to Dragon Ball Z Bridge. What's a Gogeta?
Years before GT. And yeah, GT isn't great, but I think people write it off so easily nowadays. It has a lot of great ideas that are just executed really poorly. But when they're done well,
I'm guessing Super Saiyan 4 is gonna be number 6 on the list. So I think that...
Can we talk about the transformation scene for a bit? There's so much going on here. With the earth in the background and the new Don Don piano melody. And then it all collapses into this perfect primal rage that Super Saiyan 4 embodies. It just feels right. It brings Saiyans back to their roots as crazy monkey men that shoot lasers and punch
Super Saiyan 4 is going to be number 5.
It's a metamorphosis that encompasses the entire conceit of Saiyan iconography. To me, Super Saiyan 4 is this legend that surpassed everything I thought it was. It still feels larger than life and distant, probably due to how little we actually see it in GT. It only gets like 4 appearances total. It's more rare
Why?
than fusion. How crazy is that? It really means something when it happens. I can't get over its design
I guess that's probably why it's so high on the list.
Let's go to some behind-the-scenes action for a bit. I know this is a hold-up for some people. Toriyama didn't design it, so who cares? Now,
oh, he didn't?
Come on, man. First off, editorial influence is all over the series. It's never
they
a
can decide
one-man
which
show, and I
cell
hate
to
people
pick.
glorifying him like he's some god. No, the man who did design Super Saiyan 4 was Katsuyoshi Nakatsuru, the animation lead for episodes 44 to 120. The entire Frieza saga. He reprised that position for the Bardock special and the Lord Slug movie. He had a huge part in the design of Bardock, who eventually became the most canon of canons with his appearance in the manga. Super Saiyan 4 isn't some intern project. It's a profound labor of love, and Nakatsuru says as much in an interview in Golden Warrior. Thank you, Kanzenshu, for all your translations, by the way. There were a lot of varied opinions about that design.
So people get mad about it because it's not like Toriyama himself that did it?
Super Saiyan 4, I went, strained laughter. Personally, I felt that since they had gone so far as to use stuff like fusion and merging in the original story, did we really have to continue any further? It was an
I think Super Saiyan
incredible
4 is the last one that has
Goku's
numbers, right?
transformations are an important part of the program, and so I agonized over what would be best to do. Now I know what you're saying out there. Let's get another one really quick. The design sucks. I'm sorry, Jimmy, but that little TF hybrid you got on your test isn't gonna cut it here. That answer is simply false. The only more iconic Super Saiyan is the first one. Not the stupid blue one, I guess, but you know I'm right.
The blue, I like the blue hair.
Nothing like it.
I miss having blue hair.
Embodying the conceit of ascended alien monkey man, nothing accomplishes
covered in
that
magenta
visually
fur.
like Super Saiyan 4. And no, I will not starping on the monkey thing because that's what Goku is. He's a fucking monkey man. What the sexiest shag carpeting I've ever seen. The thought behind the hairstyle was to take it in a different direction than Super Saiyan 3,
which
and
was
make
just
it
a bunch of hair,
wild.
banana hair.
I made the fur red because it pretty much just seemed strong.
I think it's more
What ain't
magenta.
broken, right? Right from the planning stage images, the idea had been to bring
It is
together
kinda red,
Ulzaru Goku and Super Saiyan Goku. Goku with primal power, that sort of thing. Damn, Goku with primal power. Ain't that what it's always been about? Super Saiyan is the embodiment of training, rage, and overcoming boundaries. People want to complain about red fur and like, please, it's the coolest shit. Don't even act like you don't want to rub your hands all up. But Kieran,
no, I wouldn't touch it,
talk
but
about the pants. Okay,
Why?
fine. I wanted to put the pants off for as long as I could, but you know what? We're here, so let's talk about the pants. Point number one.
Why the pants?
Why does Goku get pants? Deflect.
I don't know, why?
Why does Gogeta get a vest? Where does Gogeta's clothes come from? Are you asking these questions about it? It's fucking magic. Are you happy now?
It's magic.
Why are they gross-ass yellow? The 90s. Number 3.
Yeah.
Why does Goku grow up? So they can fix
Why
the worst
Goku
mistake in the
big?
series. Number 4. Where does the fur come from? Where does the hair from Super Saiyan 3 come from? Why do you gotta act like this to Super Saiyan 4, but you give everything else these passes? I still ain't over no eyebrows on Super Saiyan 3.
Yeah, I can't unsee that. I still can't.
This is some style. Did you know that Toriyama actually did draw Super Saiyan 4 in the back of a DVD release of GT? It was a big deal for Nakatsuru, though. I was deeply moved that Sensei would be gracious enough to draw an anime-only character. I thought to myself, I'm such a happy fan. Laugh.
Such a happy
Who are you to take that joy from him? Who are you to take that joy from him, God damn it? Can we talk about how fucking great Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is? Like, fuck, I can't get over how cool the red hair is. I'm so happy Super Saiyan God went with red hair, because it really makes the hair stand out in the best way.
Familiar.
Gogeta rocks it with the fusion vest and, like, this glitter aesthetic he's got going on, and his fur. God, I just want to fuck
This is
it.
so
Super Saiyan
far
4
beyond
Gogeta in Budokai 3
the Cell Saga.
is frankly more hype than everything in Fighters or anything ever made since then, so, you know. Really, any game he shows up in, he's always
I was wondering why this video is
Did you know Super Saiyan
so
4
much longer.
has the most results for Xenoverse mods? People love it. For over a decade, the top of the power
Is
scale
that power
was
levels?
Super Saiyan 4. For video games, that translates to game-breaking, over-the-top insanity that's guaranteed to be hype as hell. Look, I get if you don't
So
like
people actually figured out the higher levels.
You can't deny that it's the best form, aside from original Super Saiyan, to really capture what makes a Saiyan interesting. When you combine
I think Super Saiyan 1 and 2 would be higher on the
with
list.
the heritage of a Saiyan, the Great Ape form, you get Super Saiyan 4. And yes, it has its problems. Yes, I think they fixed it with Xeno Goku and Heroes. That's probably the best looking Super Saiyan 4 form. But every character gets a Super Saiyan 4 form in Heroes. It's consistently a fan
Broly looks
pleaser.
kind of cool.
People love it. They grew up with it being the top of Dragon Ball's power level. for decades. And I think it has such a power because, like I said, it does show up rarely, it embodies the iconography so well, and it carries with it a strength and a presence that the other forms haven't had since Gohan Super Saiyan 2.
Is that word? I've never heard that word before.
Transformation. In the transformation sequence where you see everything collapsing, Goku screaming, looking at Earth, and Pan trying to coax him back into some form of humanity, that embodies what Super Saiyan 4 is to me. Yes, Goku has the rage of Super Saiyan, but this is taking all the rage of Super Saiyan energy and condensing it into what I feel like is the peak form of Super Saiyan. This is what peak performance looks like. Might not like it, but it's true.
God, that meme.
With that said, Arxis, please! Can I get a fucking playable Super Saiyan 4 character in Fighters? That's all I want for Christmas.
Did they do that?
All I want for Christmas is playable Super Saiyan 4 Goku.
Because they did Fighters.
Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. It could be fucking Super Saiyan 4 Goten, and I'd be happy.
Here comes a mighty warrior.
Who? There's screaming going on. That'd be Kieran. Okay, now we got 4.
Anyone who's watched our villain countdown from 2016 knows the sordid story of how Perfect Cell came to be. The character himself was Toriyama's
Okay, I knew it was gonna be top 3. I called it. I knew that.
But it wouldn't be until Cell's third form that Yu Kondo Sensei gave the thumbs up.
And frankly, while we may have a special place in our hearts for the terrifying Killer Cicada that is Cell's first form, and a place in our colons for his big lip second form, we can definitely agree with Kondo that this is optimal.
Perfect.
The build-up to this form all on its own is insane. While most villain transformations,
I can't wait to show Kirby Dragon Ball Z Abridged.
Be whipped out and implemented as necessary.
Kirby's best friend. She doesn't know Dragon Ball Z that much.
Specifically, his 2 siblings, androids 17 and 18.
And while the ability to suck up people like so many Capri Suns for power was already terrifyingly effective, it's when his gaping tail hole gobbles up his kin that his true strength becomes apparent. And while his first transformation is rather underwhelming, his second snack turns him into an unstoppable monster.
The hunt for Android 18 on the part of Semi-Perfect Cell is actually pretty intense. After Tenshin Han allows them to escape, he starts wiping out islands in hopes of finding them. But the truly compelling and honestly unsettling series of events happens when Vegeta decides to roll the dice and let Cell have his way.
His descent on Android 18 is some of the most menacing we've seen Cell in this entire arc. And despite Trunks and Krillin's best efforts, they find themselves unable to stop him in time. And the true horror begins.
And it becomes Perfect Cell.
The anime definitely goes all out here.
Perfect Cell.
The entire world can feel the sheer power of this metamorphosis. And the visuals really help to sell this as an unholy rebirth. When the dust finally settles, things get hauntingly calm. And in the middle of everyone stands Cell in his final
and his voice by Takahata
form.
His face is now markedly more attractive, his colors have become more uniform, his form is more slender, his tail is retracted, and his wings have returned, hanging behind him like a cape.
I'm not even sure if I know what...
While seemingly understated,
not even sure if I know what the actual voice actor is like.
It's important to know just how flashier this design is than many of the other villains in the series so far. Combining black, green, and purple with hints of yellow and gray, his colors are generally subdued, but his wings and accents all over him, from his spots to his crown, give him a lot of character. Calling back to both his previous forms while making them more refined and streamlined. Perfected.
Above all else, there's something about Cell's expression in this form that radiates malevolent arrogance. He knows he's hot shit, and when he's taken to task immediately after transformation by Krillin, Vegeta, and Trunks, he provides ample proof that
Frieza,
he can walk every step of the walk.
And there's a lot to be said about how this form is earned.
Well, just from my Dragon Ball Z Abridged.
About how many previous forms don't exactly feel like enough effort was made, either by the story or by the characters themselves. Here, however, the narrative is literally centered around Cell's tireless ambitions and the struggle he goes through to finally achieve his perfection.
And when he comes out to the other side as this towering, uncomfortably handsome Bugman, you're left to wonder
uncomfortably handsome Bugman.
Our heroes have suddenly been plunged. Spoilers.
There's a lot of pain.
But while there's a lot of praise to give, there are some qualities that generally hold it back for some of the audience. While his insectoid features do serve to make him stand out effectively against the rest of Goku's rogues gallery, it's hard to see exactly how they communicate the idea of Cell being a perfect life form.
Oh, come on, Kaiser. We're Hunter x Hunter fans. Tagashi whole hog ripped up. Homage to Perfect Cell with the King and the Chimera Ant arc. Although there he's a product of nature, while Cell is supposed to be a lab-grown combination of DNA acquired from the main cast. Where the bug parts come from, nobody knows.
It's also worth noting that Perfect Cell is one of the few characters whose concept art was officially released. It's fascinating to look at all the different interpretations Toriyama had before they finally settled on this form.
Why don't they release all of them?
I'm in love with this one. It's like imperfect mixed with perfect. Though to think that Cell almost had hair.
And we can also generally agree that Perfect Cell is the best villain transformation in the series. Or at least, that's how the internal voting shook out.
Fraud! I cheated! I'm taking this to the Supreme Court!
That joke is at least 1 month not funny.
1 month? Oh. That's what we're going to be ending for today. This video got way long. I guess we had that whole spiel, Kieran had that whole spiel about Super Saiyan 4, which made sense. Because I was looking at the video, I was like, I should be halfway done. Why am I like 40% done with this video? Actually, I did have the live stream here in 8 minutes. Play some GTA 5 with viewers. I do it every Wednesday. Oh, man. Okay, that was cool. So we had Frieza's 4th form. And then we had Super Saiyan 4, and then we had Perfect Cell, which I knew Perfect Cell was not going to be in top 3. I did not expect it to be top 3, and I literally said that, and I called that. So, a Super Saiyan 1 and Super Saiyan 2 are definitely top 3. What one am I not thinking about that's going to be in top 3? I'm going to do some thinking about it, and I'll definitely get you with my guess next week if I ever think of something. So definitely stay tuned for that. I hope you're subscribed. Check out previous DBcember videos. I'd greatly appreciate that as well. Patrons get the videos there early. Couldn't do this without them. Couldn't do this without all the people at home. Hopefully you're subscribed. I read every comment. Leave some down below. But until the next video, take care, and cue the music.
We were playing